Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam and welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. Excited today to talk about the full moon in Leo, but through the lens of human design. I'm going to go over the gate that is being activated or defined by this full moon, and we're going to talk about the energies that are present during this time, all through the lens of human design, which adds so much more to the astrology reading that we did yesterday, the broadcast that we did yesterday on the channel. If you missed it, make sure you go check that out. Every new and full moon, I do an astrology reading, and the astrology includes the reading of the gene keys. And then I do a separate human design reading, so we can keep the two languages sort of in their own very powerful realms. But overall, this really helps us to understand the energy that is showing up for these new and full moons. And yes, you can do these transit readings for any event, and it helps you to see it in a new perspective. So excited to go over that today. Before we dive into that, let me say hi to everybody that's here in the chat. Hello, Lynette. Welcome in. Hello, Raven. Thank you for being here. Hello, Maria, Magali. How are you? I saw that you joined our new global community. Welcome to the new global community. Hello, Lisa. Welcome in. Rachel is also here. Thank you guys so much for showing up. And those of you that are watching but are not in the chat, hello to you as well. Thank you for watching. Before we jump into the human design, I will share a few awesome things that are happening on the channel as usual. The first one is to always make sure to subscribe to the channel, especially if you're new and you enjoy the content, and make sure that your notification bell is on so that you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. I have a free moon astrology guide that you can download. The link is below in the description. It will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. And it also enters you into my email list. And I send out a weekly moon magic report, which goes out every Wednesday. The next one is going to go out this coming Wednesday. And people love receiving that in their inbox. It's basically the horoscope for the week in written format. I go day by day telling you what are the energies, what's going to manifest, and how to move through that energy as well. So that's really awesome. The other announcement is, of course, we have our new free platform, global community. It's called the Channel for Grace Global Community. And we have been having so much fun in there. I have been hosting free events, and this is a place where we can connect and have a really beautiful, enhanced community experience outside of, the public. It's a private space. And so it really is for this community to grow and evolve together. And I am this close to transferring all of the courses onto the new platform. And that's the Aquarian Astrology, the Woman and the Moon course. The old Moon Goddess training from last year will get transferred to this new platform. And so everyone that has already booked or purchased any of these courses, you will get an email letting you know that the access is now available. And then once everything gets transferred, the old platform is going to self-destruct. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be closed down. So you won't be able to access anything from the old platform once I make that official transition. I'm very close to doing that, and I'm really, really excited about it. So having said that, we do have within this new community platform all of my courses. And the next one that is coming up is our Moon Goddess training. And I am so excited about it. We have already people signing up. Definitely don't wait to sign up if you're curious, if you've been curious in the past. If you want to dive deeper into understanding yourself through the gene keys, through human design, through astrology. It's kind of like it's a mystery school overall. The big theme umbrella of the Moon Goddess training is an ancient mystery school that guides you through the initiatic path that we took as initiates in the ancient mystery schools of Atlantis, going temple by temple through the Nile River. And we're talking ancient Egypt and ancient Atlantis, which was the location of these schools was in ancient Egypt. And as we go through this journey, we learn about ourselves through studying astrology, gene keys, human design, sacred geometry, the 12 dimensions, the chakras, the alchemy, alchemical magic, right? Hermetic alchemy, the laws of the universe and how they apply to us, the 12 systems of the body, how to incorporate that into the astrology, how those relate to the astrology, and how that's significant for us, like how to activate your Merkaba. We literally go into that. And that includes, the whole topic of sacred geometry. We do Kundalini yoga, 40-day meditations for each of the programs. It's a deep dive. It's a deep, deep dive. But if you're ready, if you're like, I need something to like just guide me through this process of awakening and stepping into self-awareness and, knowing who I am and knowing how to most efficiently and successfully function in life, how to step into my purpose, how to know what my path is, how to remember all this wisdom that I have already known for lifetimes and lifetimes ago. And it is a magical, magical experience. We just had the last graduating class, the first graduating class, but just finished the level 3 of last year, and so proud of them. And they are amazing Akashic record readers. So that's what you get at the end of this journey. You get certified into reading the Akashic records yourself. And it's a year-long journey. There's 3 levels. Level 1 starts February 20th. Level 2 is in the summer, and level 3 is in the fall. And you can sign up for all 3 of them. I have an epic, I'm calling it a super deal, because you can get all 3 trainings for the price of 2. So you pay for 2 of them and you get one completely. You get basically buy level 1 and 2 and you get level 3 for free, which is amazing, right? Thank you for putting that up there, Kim, Sedona Horse Medicine. I appreciate you posting the links in the chat. And hello, Raessa and Armonia, Taro. Welcome, welcome, Maricela, Jeanette. Thank you guys for being here. So yeah, super exciting program. We are launching very soon. We are taking off in our sacred Merkaba into the Akashic Records on February 20th, so don't miss out. I have done a whole hour-long information and Q&A session that is actually found. The replay is found in the free community link below to create your account in our new community. Go watch that video. It'll give you a lot of information. It'll answer a lot of the questions that you have. And I am going to be doing another one in about a week or so that you can come and join and ask questions live and get to know each other a little bit better. So that's what's so freaking exciting. And I am planning, and there's more, but wait, I'm planning our May retreat in Sedona. In-person retreat called the Moon Goddess Sedona Retreat. This is a women's only event, but we will be getting together in Sedona, having epic experiences, shamanic experiences, hiking, stargazing, all the stuff in Sedona. And that's going to be happening May 18th through the 21st. And I definitely would highly recommend, if you're wanting that in-person experience, that you join us for that. All the details for that will be coming out this coming week, in the next couple of weeks, so that you can plan and all that stuff. So I am freaking so excited about it. I can't even tell you, okay? And then there's going to be another retreat in August, the Lionsgate retreat. I did a retreat last year. I co-led a retreat last year. This year, I'm going to be doing it with my husband, who is a master bodyworker, medical medium. He's fucking amazing, shaman, all that stuff. And we're going to be co-leading it. Actually, both retreats. The Moon Goddess retreat is going to be helping me out, kind of lending that helping hand. But the Lionsgate retreat, we're going to be co-leading together, and that is open to men and women. So excited, because I've never done that work, and I know there's a lot of men that really want to know more how to support the sacred feminine and how to step into my sacred masculine, and that will be coming up this year. So many freaking exciting things this year. I can't even freaking wait. Hello Dawn, welcome in. Hello Nelvin, welcome in. So let's go into the human design. And again, thank you so much for being here and listening to me. This is the the platform that I have to share all the news and everything. So I appreciate you guys being patient with me as I share all the exciting news about everything happening on the channel. So I am going to create this screen share for a second, and you'll be able to see the actual human design chart in a moment. And we're going to talk about what this full moon represents and what it's all about in the language of human design, which I recently completed my training, and there's a level 2 training basically that I am hoping to be able to do, that will also be happening in May for me also. So very exciting. So here we go. We are now, oh, thank you, Raven. We are now looking at the chart, the transit chart of this full moon in Leo. And when we take a look at the planets that are a part of this moon, we want to look at the personality side. And in the personality side, you can see that the moon is at gate 7.4. And the sun, which is exactly opposing the moon, is at gate 13.4. And the 4 just represents the line, the energy, the frequency. It adds a little bit of meaning to the gate. So that's what we got going on for this moon. So we're going to focus on the 7th gate, but possibly also look at the 13th gate as well. They're both being activated, obviously, because it's the sun and the moon. Both of these gates, and this is what's really interesting, both of these gates, the 7 and the 13, are found in the G center. And the G center is a very, very important center. There is this thing called the magnetic monopole in the G center. And literally, it's the way that I would describe it in my own words, because obviously, that sounds so advanced, you know what I mean? But the way that I would describe this magnetic monopole energy is that it is what guides our direction in life. It is the essence of like the crystalline essence of who we are at that like very deep, almost like microscopic kind of level, but also it's like the micro in the macro, and it's like all one thing. It's almost like a vortex. And I feel that the reason why the word magnetic is used to describe the center is because it like pulls things towards us, right? If you have a defined G center in your chart, you have a consistent sense of direction and, in a sense, self-identity. You have this sort of feeling that you know who you are and you know where you're going. If you have an undefined G center in your human design, you actually don't feel that consistent sense of direction. And when you are around other people, what ends up happening is and for me personally, from personal experience, having an undefined G center, I have a lot of undefined centers. So it's like a fun game for me. It's like a circus show for me. But when you're around other people, you kind of tend to take on their personalities. And I've seen this. It's like when I'm around certain people, like I start acting like them, and it's not something that I can control really. I just laugh at it because for me, being like a Gemini and being like a clown, and a comedian, a natural clown and comedian, I have a lot of fun with that now that I know like that this is what's happening. And I see it in myself. Like I see myself when I'm like doing one-on-one readings with people. I'm like, I'm talking like this person, I'm talking and like, I'm like expressing myself in the way that this person. So it's kind of like you become like a mirror in a lot of ways, and you can really play around with who you are and who you are becoming and who you are unbecoming. And it's almost like this beautiful flow of life where you don't have to worry about knowing who you are. You don't have to worry about, knowing what direction you're going in life. And when you know that that's not necessary, if you have an undefined G center, then it really releases you of like, oh, thank God. Because we always have this question of like, what's my purpose and what am I doing here and who am I and all this stuff. And when you have an undefined G center, you don't have to worry about that. Of course, there are, certain things that will help you to understand yourself better in your non-self, but it's actually really powerful. Malaya says, oh, thank you, Raven, and thank you, Ress. I appreciate that. Malaya says, I have gate 7 and 13. Okay, so what are the planets on those spots? Because they're opposing in your chart. Raven says 13.4 is my personality Mars. Ooh. Very, very interesting. Magali says, I do that too. I even take on accents. Yes, the accents. It's really funny. Like you start talking like the people around you, and it's just really fun, Lisa says that's what happens with empaths. Well, yeah. And in the level of emotions, I mean, obviously that is, I would look more at the solar plexus with that, but in the level of emotions, you take on other people's emotions. And so that's a whole nother ball game there, but it's definitely, yes, the same idea. Hello, Jill, welcome in. Thank you for being here. And then Rachel says, G center defined. How are they related to the planets in the chart? What do you mean by that? Well, we're going to go into this. Like what, do you mean the transit? What's going on right now? But anyway, so here's what I want to focus on. The 7th gate, mostly, but we can also look at the 13. What I do want to point out is that the 7th gate is part of the channel called the channel of the Alpha. And it's the 7th and the 31st gate complete this channel of the Alpha. Know thyself. I love that, Raven. But during this full moon, the channel is not actually complete. What's activated is the 7th gate. It's part of the channel. And what I would do is look in your chart and see if you have the 7 or the 31st, because that's really where the power of this full moon will really activate for you. I would say maybe even the 33rd too, but really the 7 and 31 are the places where you're really going to feel this frequency. The gate 31 is part of the throat center. And so this channel 731 actually connects the G center to the throat center. So the center of like direction and identity to the center of expression and manifestation. So these are the two centers that we're really kind of dealing with. So when you think of what does this moon tell us, right away you get a lot of information. It's giving us a direction. It's like the moon shines a light, right? It's one of the two. It's one of the two luminaries. It reflects light. It shines bright, right? It shines a light on something. Tends to be a very emotional process because it is the moon, and the moon is the goddess, the feminine, the divine, the sacred feminine, and the energy of the flow of emotions in astrology. And the throat center is about expression. So this moon is basically mostly giving us direction, but also inviting us to like move towards a certain energy. Raisa says, I have 31 and 33. So if you have 31, this full moon, and you don't have 7, this full moon is activating your G center and throat center. It's defining your G center and your throat center. So for a moment in time, you will feel like you have direction. You will feel like you have a defined G center, right? If you don't have any of these gates defined, then for now, what this is doing is really just activating the specific gate. So we want to look at what is it that this brings to our understanding of this moon. Sedona Horse Medicine says, I have 7 in my sun and 13 in my earth. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if you have sun at 7, you're going to have the earth at the 13, because those two are always opposing when you're born. The sun is in one spot and the earth is in exactly opposing spot. So that's a big deal. Lynette says, I also have the 7th the 7th gate connected to the 7th on. Okay, so it's but it's the 7th gate connected to the 31st, and the 7th is unconscious and the 31st is conscious. Okay. So yeah, thank you. So basically, let's talk about this gate, this 7th gate. I love reading from basically the notes from my training, which come from Dylan, and he's human design maven, and he's on Instagram, and also he has his own Mighty Network as well. But if you guys want to dive into and connect to a very powerful, also human design teacher, Dylan is fucking amazing. I love his style of teaching, and he's just so chill. Like, I could sit there and like listen to him for hours. So he's my teacher in human design, and I wanted to do that class with him for so long, and I finally did, and it's been fucking amazing. I can't wait till the level 2. What does that mean? How is 7 and the sun connected? So the reason why these gates are activated is because there's a planet on them. That's how they're connected. Every single degree in the zodiac wheel is connected to a gate or a gene key. They're both the same thing. And wherever your planets land when you're born, they activate certain gates. And so when you see something in the numbers, right, within the little shapes, which is basically the gates within the centers, you are looking at gates that are in black, colored in black, that are defined by a certain planet, activated by a certain planet, and the other ones are not. The ones that are in gray are not. There's no planet on them in that moment. So that's a good question. That's a really good question. Jill says North Node 13.2 and 7.2. Yes, so the North Node and the South Node. Okay. So this is a huge full moon for you, Jill. Wow. So the moon is on your South Node and the sun is on your North Node. Yep. And it's on this gate. Wow. That is really powerful. Okay. So Jill's going to feel this really strongly. Malaya, my North Node is at 7. Okay, another one. But yours is the opposite. Your moon is with your North Node. The sun is with the South Node. Powerful stuff. Thank you for sharing. This makes it really fun and interactive. So, gate 7, the army. A gate of logic that is driven to plot the course for the future and orient itself in relationship to others, to establish a hierarchy. It's a gate that pulls us into the future. The line in which this gate falls gives a strong flavor to the type of leadership expressed and where you tend to fall in the hierarchy. Are you the alpha or are you the omega? The circuit that is connected to this gate is the collective circuit, specifically the understanding circuit. And of course, its programming partner is the 13th, known as the Fellowship of Men, which is where the sun is at right now. And we talked about yesterday how in the gene keys, it moves from the shadow of division to the gift of guidance to the city of virtue. So the first thing that comes to me, so this moon, this full moon is actually happening in the fourth line. And what I know, from my measly little experience of having being a 2-4, very observant within myself about life in general, is that the fourth line, when human design, the fourth line is called the opportunist. And it has to do with community. It has to do with sort of like the way I feel it is you kind of wait for the opportunities to really like connect with people. But you have at this deep level this desire, right, to connect to the community, to the collective, to the group. And this is why I think this energy is so beautiful, because with Leo, right, 7th gate Leo, we're looking at stepping into leadership. We are looking at stepping into this role, right? Understanding our role within the group, our role within the collective, and where we stand. And it is because this is a gate that invites us into the future, we want to focus on where are we going from here, right? And that line 4 being about like community and connecting to others, it's like the networking kind of energy. It's the almost like the Akashic network of connecting people, like soul contracts. Like I see all these lines like a web. It's a beautiful web. I feel like this moon is really guiding us to connect to each other, obviously through the lens of human design. And so the other thing that is important to look at is the circuitry that is activated with this energy. And so we are looking at here at the collective circuit. And specifically, it's called the understanding circuit. This is where the 7th and the 31st gate are. They run down this circuit in the chart. Let me expand it a little bit. So this is what that activates this energy as well. The collective circuit, the understanding circuit, is about sharing. It's also about looking forward, like forward looking. It projects itself into the future to lead. Like it looks forward and it goes, okay, this and this and this need to happen. And so I'm going to like step up and be that leader, right? It's a non-emotional perspective. It does have to do with the social group. People that have this kind of circuitry or strong understanding circuit or collective circuit have, they're very logical and serious people. They have the gift of reading patterns and trends of the future. And that's how they can lead in the present. They can be very opinionated. They can be kind of judgmental or argumentative and opinionated. They need to repeat things until they master them. And these are all messages from the moon, right? They have an insatiable need for answers and an interminable need to question and challenge everything, right? You have to. If you're going to be a leader, if you're going to step into leadership, you need to question everything. You need to know all the ins and outs, up, down, right, left, all that stuff. You need to know all of it in order to be a true leader. And you need to be willing to go first. And that's actually a really powerful thing about stepping into leadership. They are also desperate for recognition. Now that's so Leo, specifically in this sign, desperate for recognition, for people to see their power, to see their royalty, you know what I mean? And above all, there is this desire to be of service. And so that is another activation of this moon, guiding us and inviting us to step into leadership and to be of service. So the gate of the role of the self in interaction. This is the name of this gate. It's called the army. Quick reference theme. People with an innate impulse to lead, yet who need to be invited or elected to do so. So it's not just like, oh, I'm a leader and I'm going to just do it and say and tell everybody what to do. No, you have to be recognized. You have to be invited to actually understand or to actually step into, the role. This is the gate of leadership, which is well symbolized as the power behind the throne. Ooh, I like that. These people do not naturally have the power of public influence, although they embody the essence of leadership. You have to really look at the line to tell you what kind of leader they are. So line 1 would be the authoritarian leader. Line 2 would be the Democrat. Line 3 would be the anarchist. Line 4 would be the abdicator. Line 5 would be the general, and line 6 would be the administrator. These people lead either by bringing a new rhythm to society or by destroying an old one. And that's what's happening right now with this moon. They have both the gift of sensing where something needs to go in order to attain its goal and the authority to take it to that goal. Without the 31st, which is actually what's present right now, unless you have the 31st, but without the 31st, so this is me because I don't have the 31st. So these are natural leaders who are not necessarily public figureheads. It is the 31st which gives them the voice and stature to reach the masses. When working together, they have tremendous power to condition others. Dude, this is power right there. I mean, that's a lot of power. So if you have the 31st, which is known as the gate of leading or the gate of influence, you are someone who is best, you're best showing others how to attain future goals rather than leading them themselves. So you're showing others how to, but not making them do it, right? These people, so being the example, these people can be very influential provided they speak with the right timing. Despite their power, the 31st cannot offer their guidance to others. They have to be elected or invited to be influential. They are figureheads that can carry us towards a new future. And when they speak of the future, people are always ready to listen. However, this is simply a gate of influence without specifying whether that is good or bad. Without the presence of the 7th, the 31st may just seem like an empty voice, as they may have no sense of identification or power behind their words. So put a hand up or an emoji in the chat if you have now, with this full moon, the channel activated. The 731 is the channel of the alpha. If you have the 31, then this channel is activating you. If you have the whole channel, then it's activated right now. But highlighted or emphasized or enhanced right now, right? Yes, exactly, Raessa. So what is this channel? It's called the channel of the alpha, a design of leadership for good or bad. You are designed to be picked out of the crowd one day as a true leader. The more reluctant you are to assume this status, the better a leader you will be. These are the truest leaders, as they understand patterns and trends and are able to present them in ways that everyone can understand. They are here to lead us into the future. These leaders have to be elected by their people. They are best reflected by modern democratic style leaders whose purpose is to represent the people rather than rule them. This is a very different type of leadership from the autocratic tribal leadership of the 45. If these people are attuned to the rhythms of those they lead, they can lead with great efficiency. If they lose touch with the needs of the collective, they can equally lead us into disaster. These people are not necessarily formal leaders, but can also be leaders in their given field. For example, our artists, actors, etc. Or they may be people who have mastered something and find themselves in positions of influence. And so really what this moon is bringing for us is this invitation, right? Looks like it's a projected channel. Yep. Let me just make sure they're all, well, the 7, yeah, it's this projected energy. And what it is it's inviting us. It's the invitation to step into leadership, not by forcing it to happen, not by stepping into the limelight and just going for it, but by actually waiting to be recognized, waiting for the invitation, waiting to be invited to lead, to stand up and lead. It's a really, really, really powerful energy. And so this is, the essence of this full moon in terms of the language of human design. And, the channel of the alpha. Like, dude, people are being invited to step into their leadership quality, their leadership style. We're all being invited to do this at this time. And when we do that, we will feel maybe not a full-on sense of identity for the time being, but a sense of direction as to where we want to go into the future. How we want to make this a better world, how we want to repair the world from a divided world to a world that is together. We're in this together. So I think this is really, really beautiful, beautiful energy. There are two other channels that are defined during this time that I think are important to talk about. We've got the 6124, which are activated by Mercury and the North Node. And then we have the 3536, which I actually really love that. And the 35 is my life's work in the gene keys. So I absolutely love this frequency. And that is being activated by Mars, drive and motivation, and Neptune, intuition. So we've got Mercury, the mind, and the North Node, destiny, activating the 6124, and then Neptune and Mars activating the 3536. So let's talk about this, because these are also influences that are showing up for us right now. They're defined energies, and they can really give us a deeper understanding. So let's go. So we all have these defined right now. We all do. Whether you have it defined in your chart or not, this energy is 100% defined. So the 61st is known as the gate of mystery and inner truth. The 24th is known as the gate of rationalization, the return. Remember, this is, what did we say? I said Mercury and the North Node. And the channel of awareness, it's what it's called. So a design of a thinker. So the mind and North Node, very interesting energies. So long as you are not using it to try and resolve your own life, your mind is always capable of inspiring someone else to see life in a totally new light. The world's great thinkers. These people are here to inspire others to think about life's mysteries. These are minds that constantly need to explore new intellectual areas in new ways. Such minds are capable of creating whole new ways of thinking about things, and they need a great deal of recognition in this. These are people who need and love silence. They can be the kind of people who experience sounds or voices inside, who experience sounds or voices, inside their heads. Because they are acoustically oriented, listening to or playing music can be an extremely soothing way for them to release their mental pressure. These are melancholic minds. That's because this is individual circuitry, where inspiration comes suddenly and unexpectedly, but can never be controlled or predicted. And this moon is also the dynamics of this moon are so that this is also happening at the same time. Inspiration, right? The channel of awareness is also being activated in all of us. And then, which also means it's a projected channel, so you have to wait to be invited to share, your inspiring ideas. And then the 3536, which was just recently activated, I can't remember exactly when, but I know because I remember looking through it. 35, 36. Let's find it. If it wants to be found. I'm just kidding. Oh, probably over here somewhere. All right. Nope. Oh, here it is. Okay. The 35th is the gate of change, progress. The 36 is the gate of crisis, the darkening of the light. Together, this is the activated channel that is activated both by, we said Mars and Neptune. Yeah, Mars and Neptune. The channel of transitoriness. A design of being a jack of all trades. It's a manifested channel. Yours is a life rich in experience. These are the energies that we're feeling right now. Yours is a life rich with experience, though poor in meeting the expectations of your own mind or of others. Your deepest talent is for adventure. Your goal, the wisdom that nothing lasts. These people are driven to constantly seek out new experiences in life. So we may feel right now that we want to seek out new experiences in life. Theirs is a journey of gathering wisdom through experience. The experiences they have are all part of a wider plan that eventually can give them great depth. However, their personal lives can often seem to pay the price if they do not understand how they operate. Since this is the creative channel of the sensing circuit, these people have a talent for adventure. They are driven by the energetic hunger for change. They move through one experience after another for the wisdom rather than the result of the experience. So don't look for the result, right? Look to understand the experience once it's over. As they mature, they become more and more creative as they share their experiences, both good and bad, with others. They can be wonderful storytellers as they have so many fascinating experiences. This is also a very sexual channel. This is the channel of I've been there, done that. The dilemma of these people is that no experience is really personal because they are driven by a genetic need to experience something new. This is sex that is all about the experience rather than the person, which can be a big disappointment when the experience is over. The secret for such people is to surrender all of their expectations and simply enjoy the experience, or not. These people must wait to be emotionally clear. If they do not wait and things go wrong, they can get trapped in a repetitive loop of doing it again and again. This is a manifesting channel, which means that these people can also be deeply volatile when their experiences turn out differently from their expectations. Okay, any manifestors out there relate to that? Jeez. So here's the interesting thing about this energy as well. The full moon defines the personality side, right? Defines the ajna, the head, the throat, and the solar plexus. So while we are focusing on this energy of the seventh gate, which is where the full moon is, we have right now, because of the transits, or during the full moon, right? The solar plexus defined, which means we may be experiencing those emotional waves right now. And that means you can't understand, you don't have awareness in the now, and you need to wait for the wave to pass in order to understand what happened, right? So don't expect you to be like on the day of the full moon, like tomorrow, like, I know exactly what's happening with me. This moon is amazing. Like, no, you're going to have to wait to get the clarity once the experience is over. So once we look back at the full moon, we're going to be like, oh, right? So the next one is the defined throat, which means you have the ability to actually express your emotions, specifically because this throat is connected to the solar plexus. So it channels whatever it's connected to, the throat. So we're going to really be like expressing our emotions like very strongly right now during this time. And then we're also going to be able to, handle pressure and or be able to receive inspired ideas from the universe, from the divine, and understand them in a very, in a very beautiful way, in a very kind of individualistic kind of way, where we may notice that like there's change, impending change, or a mutation that's about to transpire, or something is about to shift and change. And that's true too, because Uranus is squaring, this full moon. We talked about it in the astrology yesterday. So with Uranus T-squaring this full moon, it's very, very possible that unpredictable things will show up, and that will challenge us to heal, to let go of the past, to move into the future, etc., etc. So I feel like overall, this moon is, like I said in the beginning, really, really, really calling us into leadership, asking us to step into leadership and to recognize, the qualities within ourselves, and to hold those qualities so that other people can see and recognize those things within ourselves and call us out. So don't be surprised if you get called out, like, hey, we need you to step up. Like, hey, we need you to do this. You're really good at this. And you're like, no, I'm not. It's like, well, yeah, you are. You're just running away from it. So anyways, super powerful energies with this full moon in terms of human design. Let me check out the chat, because I know you guys were saying a few things. Magali is here. Yes. I'm so happy you're here too. Mary Jane, welcome in. Dawn, so cool to recognize our energy combines with the universal energies as they revolve around and see how they connect with us so specifically and activate different parts of us. It is amazing. Maria says, I have the 35 in my North Node, conscious side. So you may, that's funny, Dawn. That's hilarious. So, yeah, exactly. Okay. So anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. That was really fun. It was really fun for me to do this broadcast. I so enjoy doing these things. And tomorrow, please come join us in the new community platform so that you join us for the full moon ceremony. So I used to do the ceremonies here on YouTube, but now I'm doing them only on the new platform. They are free, so it doesn't cost anything to go to the ceremony. It's just in the new space, I'm able to do a lot more and be more free to express, myself, and also do so many things that I can't actually do on YouTube because of like copyright issues and stuff like that. So please come join us tomorrow. It's going to be a really fun full moon ceremony at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And also, the link to join the community is below in the description. But also, I will be uploading tomorrow the meditation for the full moon, as well as the journal prompt for the full moon in Leo in the Starseed membership. So those are things that you get as part of if you join the Starseed membership. And I'm excited to upload that. I may do the meditation live. I'm not sure. I'll see. But if you see the notification, just go in there and say hi if you can do it live with me. If not, I might just upload a video. Either way, you'll get the meditation tomorrow. And I always plan the meditations to align with the frequency of the full moon, taking into account the astrology, the gene keys, the human design, like all of it. That's how I decide on all the meditations for the new and the full moon. So you get to tune in to that frequency in the moment on that day. And that's why I release them on the day of the new or the full moon. So that's happening tomorrow. I hope to see you at our event tomorrow. I hope that you join a new community. I hope that you check out all the cool stuff happening, especially the Moon Goddess training. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, send me a message. In the new community, you can direct message me, which is actually really freaking cool. I love that aspect of it. So have a beautiful weekend. Have a beautiful full moon. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the ceremony, and then I'll be back on a Monday for our weekly astrology. Sat Nam, and see you soon.